With the arrival of electric vehicles, is the oil filter industry doomed? I've been asked this question countless times. My answer is, it depends on the time frame you're looking at. Let's look at the data first. In 2025, pure electric vehicles will account for about 9% to 10% of new car sales in Australia. If you add plug-in hybrids, that's about another 5%. In other words, 85% of new cars will still need oil filters. Now let's look at the existing vehicles. Among the roughly 20 million cars currently on the road in Australia, only about 300,000 are pure electric vehicles. That's just 1.5%. This means that in the next 5 to 8 years, the total market for oil filters will not shrink. In fact, it will continue to grow. Because out of the 1.3 million new cars added each year, 1.1 million are still gasoline or hybrid vehicles. And once their warranties expire, all of them enter the aftermarket. But if you look 10 years ahead, say to 2035, the situation will be very different. Although the Australian government has not set a mandatory timeline for banning fuel vehicles, emission standards are continuously being tightened. By 2035, it is optimistically estimated that the proportion of pure electric vehicles could reach 30% to 40%. This means that the demand for oil filters will start to decline, but note, it will be a gradual decline, not a sudden disappearance. For you, as an oil filter wholesaler, this means three things. First, in the next 5 to 8 years, oil filters will still be your core profit category. Don't panic and cut down your filter inventory just because of the word electrification. That would be cutting off your own source of income. Second, cabin air filters are not affected by electrification. Pure electric vehicles do not require oil filters, but cabin air filters are essential. And because the air conditioning system in electric vehicles runs for longer periods, since there's no residual engine heat, all heating and cooling relies on the air conditioning system, the replacement frequency for cabin air filters may actually be higher. Third, the demand for oil filters in hybrid vehicles is a growth point that is easily overlooked. Hybrids have both an engine and an electric motor, so the demand for oil filters will not disappear. And as I mentioned before, oil filters for hybrids have special technical requirements. The standards for return valves and sealing rings are even higher than those for pure gasoline versions. This means that hybrid oil filters have higher added value and greater profit margins. If your competitors are shrinking back in panic, this is actually the window of opportunity for you. You should solidly establish your SKU lineup for both oil filters and cabin air filters. By the time 2030 comes around, you will have a complete product line of oil filters and cabin air filters. While your competitors are left with only oil filters, you'll have an extra leg to stand on. My factory is currently doing two things. First, we continue to focus on improving oil filter quality, because this will remain the main battleground for the next 5 to 8 years. Second, we are expanding the model coverage of cabin air filters to prepare for the transition to electrification. Do you want to see how much incremental growth cabin air filters can bring to your product portfolio? Tell me the list of car models you are currently selling, and I'll help you match the cabin air filter models which ones already have existing molds. You'll have a clear idea of the landed cost.